Hey, what's up, y'all? Good morning. Today is Sunday, March the 17th. Crazy to think we're already more than halfway through March. It's going to be spring and then summer before we know it. Let's get right into our portfolio review and then our strategy call here. Here we are in EEM. Literally nothing to say about EEM. Really nicely centered over our short strikes. EWI, also pretty nice. Right here in between our short strikes. Should be looking to get out of this relatively soon, both of those. All right, let's go into something a little bit more interesting in FXE. FXE is our double calendar that we have bought for this expiration. Okay, so as you can see, we have the calendar over 107. We have the calendar over 108. Total risk on this is $720. Okay, $720 total risk. You can see that at expiration, we're going to hold this to expiration. Okay, we're going to hold this to expiration unless we get challenged by a couple of percentage points on these calendars. Here, if you go to the Market Watch, FXC still has an IV percentile of 0. Okay, so it still has an IV percentile of 0, which is why we went with the calendar. In case volatility expanded here, we wanted to go ahead and get that there. So when we go here, we're going to be looking to carry this all the way because of our price that we sold these for, right? So we sold these 26th of Aprils are still going to have some value, right? Even if the security was all the way out here, which it's very likely not going to be. We would be looking at one out of every 1,000 times that would happen. Really nice, 55% probability of it ending within these short strikes. Our standard deviation here is at $250 of risk, which is, I'm gonna do this every time, right? If IV expands, then these are also going to expand outward. Our total debit is 720. So FXC, we're really just looking to try to get this to Friday expiration and see what happens. FXI looking fine, really nicely centered there in FXI. GDX as well, really nice here in GDX. We'll add at 23, add at 2050, but other than that, we're just letting GDX continue to move back and forth. IYR, we had to take IYR off for a small $50 loss from March expiration. April expiration is looking really, really nice here in IYR. Really nice. IYR, again, has been just straight parabolic. It has been. OIH is looking good. Now, remember, we've already adjusted OIH once. We did have an 18. We moved that 18 down to 17, and we added a 16 here. And so, it's looking fine. I'm not really worried about OIH. TLT is, threatening a little. We're still there in that where we could add on a position. I've got an alert set to alert me at 122.50. So if we get to 122.50, I'll look to add on. If we just go to TLT, we do have the 50s here. It doesn't actually look like we do yet. So I would sell a very tight iron condor there in TLT. Other than that, still looking fine. VIX-B, we're really close to max profit. What is VIX-B at? 28.59 here. And our Analyze tab has us here, right? So we are at 99.55% probability of profit here with VIX-B. There we go. Nice. Okay, so there's 28.49. Really nice there on VIX-B. XBI here are biotech. 570 risk on that side, 470 risk on the put side. Really nice wide break evens. We're still fine here in XBI. XLU. Okay, so let's go into XLU. XLU was a position that I alerted on Tuesday. And so what we're going to do is we are very likely going to use the protection that we still have. So what happened here in XLU is that we let our short strikes go all the way to expiration for full profit, right? So we had a 58 sold put. We had a 58.5 sold call. And so we let both of those because the security ended at 58.19. And so both of those expired worthless. So we were able to keep that whole profit. Now we have the protection that we bought, these 26 April 19s. And so what we did here is I left these April 26, 2019 protections on, okay? And so what I'm going to do on Monday is I'm going to sell the 58.5 call and the 58 put for 50 cents worth of credit. It's going to give me $250 because I'm going to sell 5 to match there. Okay, I already have the protection. Okay, so I already have the protection, and so I don't need to add the protection back on that calendar because I didn't take the protection off. Okay, and so I'm going to get this position on and try to get, another $200 out of this, $250 out of this. And as long as it stays in between my short strikes, right? And the reason I'm doing this is because XLU has an IV percentile of 0. So as long as it stays between my short strikes, I'm going to keep going into, essentially going right back into the well, right? So I'm going to continue to do it as long as it can. And so even though it says that my max loss is 561, I've already banked the full profit I took on the sold calls from last week. So at some point, I would like to get this trade to a trade where I can't lose, right? Because I could get the max loss, but I've already gotten so much. If I have to take the whole position off, then I'm going to begin scaling, right? I'm going to begin scaling. So I'm doing 5 contracts here, and I'm going to begin compounding. And then I'm going to go 6 contracts, 7 contracts, 8 contracts. You get the point here. And so that's the goal with this calendar, okay? Then XLY, we took XLY off for full profits. We have these long ones that are going to expire worthless, not this Friday, but the following Friday. All right, let's get into the market watch. Here we are in our IV percentiles. We have 0 IV in the market, okay? And part of that is because of where VIX is at. So let's move my face back down. Now, we're going to maximize this sell. Okay, so as you can see here, I use this box, right, to be bullish on equities, okay, to be bullish on equities. We are very solidly now in the box. You'll notice that a couple of times over the last half a year or so, we flirted back down into the box and then volatility came back, right? Right now, though, we are fully in our box, okay? And so I'm bullish on equities here. I'm bullish on equities. Certainly think that this is a time for me to be aggressive in that bullishness, right? And so, I mean, we've got VIX at 12. We haven't really seen a VIX this low, since the beginning of October. So I'm going to be bullish on equities, okay? Certainly going to be bullish on equities, which relates to this IV percentile being so low, right? When VIX is in this box, we're not going to get a lot of IV, okay? And so that's how come this is when we switch those strategies, right? So we go from being primarily option sellers, right, there at, iron butterflies and iron condors, which is my primary strategy, and I'm still going to sell those when I get the chance. But then we have to begin thinking about something like, calendars, right? Which is why you saw me enter the XLU calendar, you saw me enter the FXE calendar. I'm going to look to be aggressive in these calendars now while we are firmly in the bottom half of this box, right? So anything 15 below, I really think that that's when I need to be doing some calendars. from the SPX, when we're sitting here looking at the SPX, we are solidly bullish right here, right? So we are above the 50 on the weekly. We are above the 9 EMA on the weekly. We are above the 200 on the weekly. We go to the daily, 1 year daily. You're going to see the exact same thing here. I mean, we are bullish. We're also getting close to this cross, right? We're getting close to the golden cross on the daily. And so that's certainly going to dictate a little bit of how I trade right now. Just thinking about where the market is, thinking about the current trend, right? So I excuse me. So I'm gonna stay bullish until the charts tell me otherwise. I think the right call is to be bullish on equities, short on volatility, right? But we gotta be intelligent with it all. So that's kind of the game plan going in. If we go to our premium selling ETF charts, we gotta be intelligent. You can see here the position we have there in OIH and FXI. We've just got to be intelligent here with what we're doing. In these, not seeing anything that's really jumping out at me just from the beginning. We've seen a nice bump in USO and oil, but really here, I think that when we go back to our major market indicators, we've just got to be intelligent with what we're doing. I certainly think if we go and back this up, I certainly think we're going to break through this week. I don't know for 100%, nobody does. However, we've tested this high really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, right? With the VIX being so low, with us challenging this line so many times here, this kind of resistance line, I've got to think that we break through it, and then we are marching. I don't know if we'll get there, but we are marching, to this all-time, we'll just go ahead and duplicate this drawing, right? Marching to this all-time highs area. That's where I think we're going. So we're going to get this all-time highs right here. Certainly think it'll happen. I think we're bullish. I think we're going to get this golden cross here. 9 EMA continues to show bullish. I certainly think we're bullish, and that's how I'm going to be playing the securities here, just kind of from a overarching macro theme. Okay, that's it for today. We're looking for a great week, y'all. I mean that's really it. We're looking for a great week. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me at Ryan, RYAN, @sellthatoption.com. Otherwise, like I said, let's have a fantastic week trading, lots of opportunity out there, and let's see what happens with some of these positions we've got on. Talk to y'all this week. All right, so what you just saw was a weekly video that I send out to my members every single Sunday that does really two things. One, it goes over my current positions, kind of what I'm thinking with each of those positions, whether or not I think we're going to need to adjust those positions or add to those positions. I also will go over kind of what I'm thinking going into the week, right? So I'm thinking, hey, right, the market is giving us this. What is it that we need to do in order to be successful this week in the market? What is it that we need to do in order to make sure that we are generating income for our portfolios? And then the other thing that we're doing is we're talking general market overview, right? What's going on in the market? In late 2018, right, when I'm recording this, oil has been getting destroyed, right? And so we talk a little bit about how that's influencing the general market, right? Why is oil doing what it's doing, or how is it impacting the S&P 500? How is it impacting general market sentiment, right? We're really trying to get into the mindset, right? And we're really trying to delve deep into some of these larger issues in the market, right? And how that might impact our portfolios. Right, and the reason that I do this is because I sincerely believe that what needs to happen week in and week out, day in and day out, is for people that are trying to learn how to get good at this, right? Because all this is it's a skill. It's like every other skill, right? You can learn, right? You need to learn from somebody that's been there, that's figured it out, and can be successful, right? So that's what I'm doing with each of my members every Sunday when I send this video out. Is I'm saying, hey, this is getting into the mind of somebody that's figured it out, that is successful. And so I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not advising. I'm simply showing you and letting you get into my mind a little bit as to what it is that I do day in and day out, week in and week out. Now, for watching this far, I want to give you a special code, right, for membership. So if you're ever interested in joining us here at sellthatoption.com, you can go to Stock Trading Services and you can enter the code YouTube. All lowercase, YouTube, all lowercase, in order to get 50% off any membership, lifetime 50% off, quarterly, yearly, monthly, all 50% off and all available to you with the code YouTube. Okay, so what do you get? Under members, you get my daily recap videos, you get my weekly strategy videos, you get my introduction to stock options course, my advanced options course, and my general knowledge base. And I am always adding new courses, right? I'm always adding new case studies, always adding new stuff to make sure that the education and the product that I'm delivering is simply the best. That's my goal, to deliver the best product. That way I give you, my loyal subscribers and my loyal followers, the absolute best opportunity to be successful in this market. Right, so there it is, all lowercase, YouTube, discount code, 50% off. If you have any questions, reach out to me at Ryan, RYAN, at sellthatoption.com. Or, as always, stay humble, stay hungry, and here's to our success.